I love America. Hello, my friends. I'm Professor Hans von Puppet, and though I have a German accent, I am an American. And as an American, I think it's important to know a thing or two about America. Like, for example, there are 50 states. Okay, everybody knows that, but where did they get their names? You're intrigued, I can tell. So here goes. America started as 13 British colonies, so a lot of them were named after old places back home, like New Hampshire from the English county of Hampshire, New Jersey from the Channel Island of Jersey, New York in honor of the Duke of York, who is from York, and of course Rhode Island from the Greek island of Rhodes, which it resembles not at all. Then, of course, there's New Mexico, which, of course, was not one of the original 13 colonies. Obviously, it came from Mexico. A lot of the other early states were named after people, mostly royal people. Delaware was named after the Delaware River and Bay, but they were named after Sir Thomas West, Baron de la Warr. Get it? Delaware. Georgia was named for King George II of England, Louisiana for Louis XIV of France, North and South Carolina were in honor of Charles I of England, and Maryland was named for Henrietta Maria, his wife. Pennsylvania was named in honor of Admiral Sir William Penn, and it means Penn's Woodland. Doesn't that sound nice? Virginia and West Virginia were named in honor of Queen Elizabeth I, the so-called Virgin Queen of England. And then there's Washington, all the way across the continent, named a long time later, after, obviously, George Washington, our first president, and guy on the dollar bill. Now, not everything was named for these imperialist invaders. A lot of places already had names. A couple of states ended up being named after Indian tribes. Alabama was named after the Alabamu, a local Indian tribe. Utah, after the Ute tribe. Ute, by the way, means people of the mountains. Alaska was an Aleut word meaning great land, or that which the sea breaks against. And the origin of the name of Hawaii is quite uncertain. It goes back pretty far, though. Hawaiki was the name of the traditional homeland of the Polynesians who lived there, and it is believed to mean place of the gods. And if you've been there, you know why. A handful of places have Spanish names. Colorado is Spanish for red or ruddy. Florida is from the Spanish Pascua Florida, meaning feast of the flowers. Montana is from the Spanish word meaning mountain, and Nevada means snow-capped. And California, that comes from the 16th century romance novel Las Surgas de Esplandian. And it was a name given to a mythical island populated only by beautiful Amazon warriors using gold tools and weapons. I know, right? Vermont comes from the French vert mont, meaning green mountain. And Wisconsin got kind of a Frenchy name. It was named after the river Meskousing. A Frenchman, Father Jacques Marquette, wrote about it in his journal, which was later misread and Frenchified as Wisconsin. And then in the 1820s, the U.S. government de-Frenchified it into Wisconsin. Okay, here's a couple of oddballs. Idaho is an invented name whose meaning is unknown. And the origin of Oregon's name is also unknown, but it is generally accepted as the name first used by Jonathan Carver in 1778, and it was taken from the writings of Major Robert Rogers, an English Army officer. I don't know, maybe it looked like an Oregon. And Maine wasn't named after anything at all. It's just how they distinguished the mainland from the offshore islands. Get it? Mainland, Maine, huh? You see? But it was also meant as a compliment to Henrietta Maria, Queen of Charles I of England. She was said to have owned the province of Maine in France. You see, the royals score another one. But by far, the biggest group of state names comes from the names that the Indians called all these places before we got there. Arkansas was a word from the Quapaw Indians. Arizona is probably from the O'odham Indian word for little spring. Dakota of North and South Dakota is from the Sioux tribe, meaning allies. Connecticut is from an Indian word, Quinecticut, meaning beside the long tidal river. Illinois is Algonquin for the tribe of superior men. Iowa is named after the Iowa River, which was named after the Iowa Indian tribe. Kansas from a Sioux word meaning people of the south wind. Kentucky from an Iroquoian word, Kentaten, meaning land of tomorrow. They don't call it that anymore. Massachusetts is named for the Massachusetts tribe, meaning at or about the Great Hill. Michigan from an Indian word Michigana, meaning great or large lake. Minnesota from a Dakota Indian word meaning sky-tinted water. Delightful. Missouri was also the name of a tribe, and it's translated as town of the large canoes. And Mississippi means father of waters, which really makes a lot of sense. Nebraska from the Oto Indian word meaning flat water. Ohio is from the Iroquoian word meaning great river. Oklahoma from two Choctaw Indian words meaning red people. and Tennessee is of Cherokee origin, but the exact meaning is unknown. Wyoming is from the Delaware Indian word meaning mountains and valleys alternating and shares its name with the Wyoming Valley in Pennsylvania. And Texas is from the Indian word meaning friends. And my personal favorite is not even an Indian or a Native American word at all, it's just kind of an obvious descriptor. Indiana, which just means, in English I suppose, land of Indians. And their state capital is called Indianapolis, by the way, which means Indiana City. Those Hoosiers sure are creative. Please don't ask me where the word Hoosier comes from. No one knows, and all the popular theories are exceedingly silly. So there you have it. That's where all the 50 of our great United States got their names. I hope this has been instructive for you. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. And if I've taught you something you did not know, why not share this with all your chums on Facebook? Why should Upworthy and BuzzFeed have a monopoly on all these lists of things? And if you know anybody at Mental Floss, pass this along as my audition tape. That looks like a pretty sweet gig. Goodbye.